As you might guess, this is a very controversial thing. I mean, the most important thing to know in the U.S. is that we have a very low minimum wage compared to other countries like Britain or France, which have minimum wages. Ours is quite low compared to the average wage. It's $7.25, average wage is $20. Okay? That's a good thing because it means that a minimum wage is not affecting many people. And that means, therefore, since higher minimum wage is lower employment, that this doesn't have large negative effects on employment. Let's say one went to a 10 euro minimum wage, Mindestlohn von 10 Euro, as is talked about in Germany. That's a substantially higher minimum wage, and I think that would have negative effects. It would reduce employment. This is one of those political things which I find so annoying. I mean, if Obama and the Republicans could reach an agreement on an easy way of getting us to a balanced budget without this kind of shock therapy, I would certainly like to see that. I hope, I pray that in the next few weeks they'll reach an agreement and this shock therapy won't happen, won't do anything. But let's assume it does. We're cutting the budget by a lot in a very rigid way. This will cause, I think, some substantial unemployment in the U.S., substantial reduction in our imports, and it will have negative effects on Europe because we're going to be importing less, buying less from Europe. So I think if this continues, it will have very severe negative spillovers beyond our shores in the U.S., and it will hurt Europe as well. First of all, I'm always very loath to suggest very much outside the U.S. since I'm not a citizen. I feel no right to do it. But the question is, you might ask, what lessons does the American monetary system? And to me, the answer just seems clear. I'm a tremendous lover of the euro. It facilitates commerce, and even more important, it integrates European countries in a way that would heretofore not have been possible. To me, the solution for the current euro crisis is a program of, first of all, fiscal responsibility. So there's much more fiscal harmonization across European countries and especially Eurozone members. And secondly, a Eurozone-wide regulation of banking. If we had fiscal responsibility and more fiscal harmonization and a Euro-wide banking supervision, we wouldn't be in a Cyprus mess that we're in today, or even the much bigger Greek mess. I can't imagine what the U.S. would be like if we had the U.S. dollar, but Texas could run a huge deficit. I know my people will be running deficits and hoping the New Yorkers would bail us out, and that's not going to happen. So I want more harmonization, not less. It's extremely hard to define because is it discrimination? In other words, am I the employer doing negatively to those people whom I don't like? Or is it rather that I'm being nice to people I do like? Is it favoritism or is it discrimination? And it turns out to matter a lot which it is, whether I hate others or like people like me. And it's very hard to get at that in the real world. I mean, the only way I think that can be legitimately gotten at it is if we have real jobs that we see advertised, and we have real people looking for those jobs, some of whom have their identity masked, they're anonymous, others of whom have in Germany a German name or a non-German name. And that'd be a way of getting at it, but it's really crucial to find out exactly what is going on in the hiring process and to do it in a legitimate, scientifically valid fashion. And I like to think there are a few projects going on like the one here at IZA which are looking at it in that proper way.